You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in great spirits, as it should. Real talk. But hopefully you guys are all doing well out there, keeping it wonderful, keeping it positive, and all of that stuff. But I need your positivity this evening. And this is a conversation that needs to be had, because there really needs to be more light shed on this particular case right here. And we got some other updates on some other cases, which we will be talking about in the very near future. But this one caught my attention. Shout out to all y'all. By the way, thank you guys so much for sending me this stuff, because without you guys sending me things, a lot of times these things fly under the radar. I don't get I don't see it, that kind of thing. Life be lifing out here, and sometimes these things fly way under the radar, and I don't get to see them. So shout out to you guys for bringing the case to my attention. It really does mean a lot. But we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of things to look into. This is a very interesting case. I got a lot of questions. Like I say, I got a lot of questiones, because I'm an inquisitive mother lover. I know a lot of you guys are. That's why you guys are watching this show. So if you guys appreciate that and appreciate how we get down to the nitty gritty, please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. If you are watching on those other platforms, be sure to hit that follow button, okay? I'm on Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Go show some doggone love. That'd be greatly appreciated. Crush that subscribe button here on my main channel here. Go check out my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. That would be awesome. If you want to support the channel, hit that join button down below. Become a member of the family. That would be dope as well. And of course, do not forget, if you want to support even further, go check out my Patreon. Patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Okay, guys, we got to get into this. I'm not going to be on for a very long time this Sunday, because it's Sunday, and we still got many miles to go before we sleep this whole week. So we got a lot to cover and a lot of things to talk about coming up in the very, very near future. The news be newsing out here. Let's keep it real. All right. So I try my best to catch up on everything I can in the best of my ability. But we got to get into this conversation, guys. All right. There is a story out of Jesup, Georgia. This 8-year-old boy, he is 8 years old. Look at that beautiful smile. Look at that beautiful face. His name is Noah Bush. Unfortunately, he is no longer with us anymore. Why? Because there is a possibility, there's allegations of a serious, unthinkable crime that may have happened to this young boy. And it could revolve solely around the color of his skin. Yes, I know a lot of y'all might get turned off. I know some of you guys feel some type of way whenever we talk about race on this channel and whatnot, but I'm sorry. These are the breaks. We live in a crazy world. Yes, I do think that we are all innately good, but there are some bad people out here in these streets. We have two kids, 11 and 10 years old, okay? Two kids that have now been arrested, finally. I'll explain in a second, but finally have been arrested in connection to the demise of this young boy. But they weren't arrested right off the bat. This young boy was missing for a day in May, just so you know. Mid-May, he went out with these two boys, and he never came home. He was reported missing, and the very next day, he was found in basically a borrow pit. Well, it's basically like a construction pit that was filled with water. They found him in that water. Police ruled this accidental succumbing to water. You know what I'm saying. Got to use these code words. Yes, it's frustrating, but it is what it is. Police didn't do anything about it. But the parents, shout out to the parents, because they felt something was wrong. something was very sinister revolving around their son's passing. First, one of the main things I want to remind you guys real quick, or I just want to put into your, put a bee in your bonnet. This young boy was deathly afraid of water. Let me repeat that again. He did not like water. This is not a kid that would just jump into a construction pit or a man-made lake or anything of that sort. Any body of water, he's not going to go in there all free and willy-nilly. Parents were saying, hey, something's not right here. And they demanded a full investigation into how their son passed on. In fact, they were protesting out in the streets. Every corner that they could get their bodies out on, protesting, putting up flyers, letting people know, and trying to bring the community together to get the police to really look into this case. For 2 whole months, guys. 2 of them, okay? Then finally, some grace of God, I don't know, by some stroke of brilliance, the police finally decided to get into it and look into it. And they found out, oh, yeah, indeed, this was a homicide. Because of his parents, because of this young man's parents, this young boy's parents, they were able to obtain ring camera footage where the young boys in this footage, they show young Noah and 2 other boys walking towards the construction site where he ends up losing his life. This same ring cam footage shows them coming back without Noah, all right, but with another person, an adult, one of the kids' mothers. You hear on the ring cam footage, he says out loud, he died, before the mom shushes him. Now, there's some other footage, allegedly, that I have not seen yet, okay? We just got a little bit of the ring cam footage, which we are going to look at here in a second, or in a little while. But these kids are also known, these kids are also known for hurling racist words, okay, towards people. They have been caught on camera saying terrible, derogatory words towards people. With that same mother, mind you, egging them on. Now, this was obtained by the family, not by police, not by anybody else, but the family was the one that went out and found this footage. Without this footage, I believe they would have still said, nope, this was an accident. It is what it is. Move on. Ain't that something? It's frustrating because we live in a time where we have like I said, I feel like everyone's innately good. Not everyone, but I feel like majority of the world is innately good. And that when a family says, hey, something happened here that doesn't make sense, something doesn't seem right here, and I just want some more clarification just for my own self. So I have some closure so I can breathe, so I can not have to keep thinking about these theories and ruminate on these wild thoughts, right? All I want to know is exactly what happened to my son. All I want to know is exactly what happened to my kid. That's all I give a damn about. Can you just give me that, because something doesn't feel right at all? You'd think that by you saying that to law enforcement, God knows what, that local PD, whatever it may be, your local law enforcement would sit there and go, absolutely, ma'am, sir, family, we'll do whatever we can. We'll look into it. Even though we just said it was accidental and there is no sign of foul play that we see at face value, at the surface, sure, we'll look into it a little bit more just to appease you. Just for a second. I understand It's extra hours for us, men and women in the blue. But at the same time, let's just do that. But if you notice, haven't you noticed that we hear that case, this kind of story a lot? I say this all the time, but it's a tale as old as time. Am I wrong for saying that? We look at Riley Strain's case, for example, right? Family had to go at great lengths to get some sort of something from Nashville PD, right? We hear these stories over and over and over again. You got a family that was going out there, a whole community of people going out there in the streets, letting people know, hey, we want justice for Noah. What happened to our son? Police, sup? Let us know what happened to our son. And they weren't doing anything. They just said, oh, accidental. Took them 2 whole months, guys, to finally do something about it. Ain't that about it? You finish the sentence. Ain't that something, ain't it? Welcome to the world that we live in. It's unfortunate and it's frustrating, but it is the truth. So we got some things we got to get into. And let's not forget, family also believes that there's more people involved in the demise of their young son, that there are other adults that may have been involved, that may have been there, that may have had their hand in the passing of their young, precious 8-year-old Noah. It's crazy, guys. We got to talk about this. So we got a few things, but first, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is do some of these first here real quick. Because you got to remember, family was looking for their son. They said that he was missing, okay? He was actually missing for at least 24 hours before his body was found in that, what they call it, a borrow pit. Some places are calling it a construction pit, but it literally is a pit, like a ditch that's dug out right by a construction site, okay? Just so you guys know. And apparently, it filled up with water because, it'd be raining out here, right? And that's where he was found, okay? So, and again, still wild to me that a 10 and 11-year-old kids were arrested for this too. And there's a mother that's been arrested as well in connection to this whole situation. Okay. But this is kind of in the very beginning. I just want to give you guys some of these broad strokes from in the beginning, okay? So this is about 2 months ago when this video or this news clip came out. Let's take a look.
Well, tonight we are hearing from the family of an 8-year-old boy who died in Wayne County earlier this week. Noah Bush went missing Wednesday afternoon in Jesup. Law enforcement unfortunately found his body yesterday in a pit used for construction materials off of Mill Creek Circle. Our Flynn Snyder has been talking to the child's relatives today.
He tells us more about how they are reacting to this tragedy in an interview you'll only see on WTOC.
So let's go to every extent that you would.
An emotional plea from the family of 8-year-old Noah Bush as they search for answers in the death of their young relative.
There's a lot of Ring cameras, doorbell cameras.
They're asking neighbors in the Mill Creek Circle area to come forward with any home security footage that may have been taken around when the boy went missing Wednesday afternoon.
Now, I do want to say, let me remind you, this young boy was found around May 16th, if I'm correct. He went missing on the 15th of May, and his body was found the very next day in this construction pit or in this borrow pit, okay? Just so you know, this has been months. This video is 2 months old. And now they're getting at least some semblance of justice, or at least steps in the direction of justice, because they've been arrested, they've been detained. It doesn't mean that they're actually, doesn't mean anything, right? So just so you know, okay, 2 months ago, and also now we have ring cam footage, okay, or now they have ring cam footage, which obviously was the reason why they were able to connect those 2 kids to the whole situation. And without them going on to the news and talking about this, without them going out in the streets and protesting and all this extra energy, without them doing any of this, they would not have been able to obtain the ring cam footage. They would not have been able to say, hey, he says this in this video right here. Without any of that stuff, they would have had nothing. And they would still, to this day, be out there in the streets protesting for justice, or at least please look into the investigation. Like, please investigate into this case. Isn't that wild? That's crazy to me, guys. That's absolutely crazy.
We just want to make sure that all aspects of this investigation are being analyzed, and hopefully that we come to a conclusion of what happened.
Investigators found the 8-year-old's body early yesterday in water near a construction pit not far from his home. Noah's aunt says she was initially hopeful the boy would return, but as daylight diminished, so too did her optimism.
You're watching helicopters swarm the sky. You're watching dogs. You're watching bodies and bodies of people search for this baby. It was just something very, very hard and just unreal to deal with.
Investigators say Noah appeared to have drowned, while his family describes him as athletic.
He would not have willingly went that close to the water.
No.
Period. Again, if he's that deathly afraid of going into water, why would he be found in water? Right?
They went to the beach. They couldn't even get him to go in the water. You know, like, he had a huge terror of water.
While questions and grief consume Noah's family, they remember the 8-year-old as an energetic and giving child.
All him loved to race, play basketball, football. He was an outgoing kid. Little kids play either here in the yard, play right there, and they come back home.
Like I said, and this video was 2 months ago, just so y'all know. 2 months ago. All right. Pretty crazy stuff here. All right. And sad, because it's still something that doesn't make it still makes you wonder why this went down the way it went down. Don't worry, we got more. We're going to continue on. Because, you know, like I said, this is crazy. Okay. Let me play another news clip here real quick, because I do have a breakdown, and this is the one that I got kind of hooked up to, or this is the one that got my attention about this case, because I didn't know much about it. We're going to look at that. And it's a Twitter thread that I was like, whoa, what is this all about? This is insane. Right. And again, a case that just has been flying kind of under the radar. Right. Not a whole lot of people know about it. But then it suddenly got an uptick with the whole Justice for Noah uptick. Right. Which is incredible. You know, without everybody out there, real talk, putting out the love, reposting, without everybody hashtagging and all that stuff, maybe there wouldn't have been. Maybe we wouldn't be taking steps towards justice for this young man, all right, or for this young boy, right? He was only 8. It's crazy that he's only 8, y'all. But let me play this one more video for you guys. Let's take a look at this.
Basketball jerseys, sneakers, and a community of people here to support Noah Bush and his family as they lay his body to rest. They're remembering their all-star and most valued player. The 8-year-old's body was found in a construction pit hours after he went missing from his Jesup home last month. Since then, community members have gathered, calling for more answers in the case.
What if this was my baby that was found like that? I would fight tooth and nail, and we're not going to stop until we get the answers that are his God-given right.
Many of those community members, like Tierney Smith, who's been advocating for the case since its beginning, were present at the service, calling their support today an act of love and an act of service.
Standing in truth and standing together in real love.
Noah's name means rest. Noah's name means peace. Noah came on destination.
I gotta skip forward a little bit, guys, but you know what is really crazy about this, right, is that, I mean, we live in 2024 and we still out here like fighting for, justice, fighting for transparency, right? Fighting for any type of understanding of anything that has happened here, right? To any of our loved ones. And the woman that spoke in the very beginning is absolutely right. What if this was your child? What if this was your child that just walked down and was hanging out with the two other kids, and then he did not come back. Your child never came back. Wouldn't you do everything you could, everything in your power to make sure that you understood exactly what happened, their last moments on this planet? And the fact that we have to fight for this, fight for any type of understanding, is unbelievable to me, guys. But I will say this, though. Thank you to the sweet baby Jesus for technology. Man, I'm just saying, as much as I hate it, I love it. Because things get caught on camera. Things, audio, faces, activities, etc. get caught on camera. And without that kind of stuff, without this technology, without the social medias and everybody having a damn camera on their phones, a lot of these things would just be like, okay, yeah, he died and moving on. Police would be like, oh yeah, no, it was an accidental. It was an accident, ma'am. And they'd move on. And the family and friends and community would be out there in the streets forever demanding justice. It's pretty crazy. But you know what? I'm going to share with you guys the actual feed. And we got a couple articles we're going to be looking into as well. All right. But I do want to give a shout out to it's White Nick on Twitter. Okay. And this is what I got tagged into. So I want to give you guys the breakdown. And this is a very thorough thread. Okay. And this is what really caught my attention. I was like, oh my God, really? This is really? Okay. So Noah Bush, 8 years old. He's right there in the photo right there. Look, with his medals and all that. Okay. Athletically gifted kid, right? 8 years old, could have run the world, okay, in the future. Don't even know now because now he's gone. Okay? But we do need to get justice for Noah. And I'm going to ask every single last one of y'all, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, if you're on any of these social medias, okay, TikTok, whatever, do a video about him. Do a video about the case. Hashtag justice for Noah. That's all I ask. Okay? Simple asks. Okay? Simple little favors. Bring justice for Noah. So hashtag justice for Noah. Please, especially if you're on Twitter, let's bring it up. That kind of thing. Jesup, Georgia, the local PD in that area have a lot of work they need to do. And there's other people that that may be involved in this situation, and they need to be detained and arrested as soon as possible. All right? Because this should not have happened. Not in this day and age. I know. But like I said, this ain't the 1940s. This damn show ain't the 1950s. All right? We in the 2024s. Okay? We need to transcend, y'all. We definitely need to transcend. So let's continue on. All right. His name was Kendrick Johnson, and that was back in 2013. Yes, that's true. But let me just say this too. The difference between Kendrick Johnson and this case is that this young boy is finally getting people are finally getting arrested in this one. That's the only difference between Kendrick Johnson's and Noah Bush's case. And we all know about Kendrick Johnson's case. And if you don't know about Kendrick Johnson's case, please do me a favor. Look it up. Just go into the Googles, love, and check it out for yourself. Okay? That kid been deserving justice for the longest time. All right? And that is a cover-up like you never will believe. Okay? But take a look at it. I had the mother on about 2-3 years ago. Okay, Kendrick Johnson's mother on. We had a conversation and everything. It is a sad story for sure. Okay, Bayou Babe, I agree. Absolutely sad. But the only difference is that they got the people involved right now so far. And I think that they're getting more. So just you wait. We're going to keep holding our breath until they get everybody, because I think that there are more. Trust me. But let's get back into this, all right? But appreciate you bringing up Kendrick's name, all right? Because he still needs justice. He still deserves justice. But let's get into this, all right? He was found succumbed by water, all right, in Jesup, Georgia in May 2024. He went out to play with neighborhood kids and never came back home. After finding his body in a small body of water, which was the construction pit, just so you guys know, all right, the sheriff's office immediately announced it was accidental. And for 2 months, they did nothing. The mother of Noah Bush rallied the small city for 2 straight months, protesting on the corners with signs and telling anyone who'd listen about what happened to her baby. Noah was found face down in shallow water. His shoes were found in the forest as if he left them or lost them as he ran. That's a big red flag right there too. He went to play with 2 boys, ages 10 and 11, okay? And the 11-year-old is caught on video attacking and hurling racial slurs at kids months prior, with his mother, Natalie, in the video encouraging it to continue. Through Noah's mother's own investigating, which, by the way, shout out to the mom, okay? Shout out to Noah's mother. She, not police, obtained ring camera footage, which we are going to be playing here in just a minute. It's right down here. I'll play it for you guys in a little bit, okay? So they got ring camera footage that shows 3 boys walking towards the area where Noah was found. The same camera shows the other two boys walking back without Noah, but with new company. The 11-year-old's mother, Natalie. One boy sounds like he says he died before she shushes him. Noah's family and community pled his case, swearing he was deathly afraid of water and he never would have gone near it, let alone get in it willingly. The sheriff's office reiterated that there was no evidence of foul play. The medical examiner then ruled it an accidental D. I can't even say that word a lot, guys, unfortunately. So they said no evidence of foul play. Let's break this down really quick. You got a kid who's with 2 kids that one was allegedly known for hurling slurs, okay, and attacking someone because of the color of their skin. They go and they hang out. Somehow they go and hang out. I don't know how they hang out, but they hang out, these 2 kids and Noah. He doesn't come back home, but his shoes are found in a forest, and then he's found face down in shallow water. Now, I don't know how shallow the water is, but at the same time, when I hear shallow water, I hear shallow water. Not something that you would just succumb to water in, okay? So make that make sense. Same kids are seen walking with Noah down the street. Those kids are walking back from the area with somebody else, an adult. And then the adult is shushing one of the kids when he says he perished. And there's no sign of foul play. I mean, forget the video. The video is a smoking gun, in my personal opinion. Okay, but let's just take that out. Let's just cut that out and put it over on the side just for a minute. The kid's shoes were found in the forest, and then his body is found in a pit, a borrow pit or a construction pit, face down in shallow water. And no one looked at that and said, that might be foul play. Like I said, do the math for me, guys. Please go ahead. Take your time. You know, we ain't got nothing to do. We just here. It's a Sunday. We chilling like a mother lover. You tell me that doesn't seem a bit odd to you. Or at least Let me just say this. As a parent, take off your true crime hats for a second. Just put it off on the side. And the tinfoil hat, because I know some of y'all be out here going, it be aliens. No. Put that off to the side too. All I'm asking you to do is think about this for 2 seconds. As a parent, and you know your kid. You raised this kid. You know your kid. This kid ain't going to sit there and just jump on in water out of nowhere because he just YOLO. He's deathly afraid of water. But then he's found face down in water. Deathly afraid of water. Let's not forget this too. His shoes are somewhere else. And I'm sure, like any other parent and any other kid, he's probably like, he ain't never going to just show up to his house without his shoes on. Because you know for a fact he's going to hear it from his mama or his dad, right? So why would his shoes be somewhere completely different from his body? Like I said, I'm just talking as a parent, and I'm speaking logically here for a second, okay? Speaking logic. As a parent, you know your kid. Oh, he doesn't like peanuts, or he's deathly afraid of heights, or whatever it might be. There ain't no way somebody going to get him to go and climb up this particular, I don't know, a tree or something like that. Okay? You know your kids. So how did his shoes go from one place and his body be somewhere else? In water. Shallow water, by the way. Shallow. Then the other piece I would ask is, why didn't the kids do anything about it? If the kids, let's just say if it was accidental, why didn't the kids go and get him? Why didn't they drag him out of the water? Why was he still face down in the water? You got 2 able-bodied kids. 2 kids walking down the street. You know for a fact they can drag him out the water. So why wouldn't they even just go in and drag him out the water? Like I said, just do the math for a second here, y'all. Think about this, y'all. So, of course, as a parent, I exactly understand where this family's coming from. They're going to sit and they go, no. Those 2 kids were right there. And then also, let's not forget this part too. Oh, let's not forget about this part too. You know what? I'm just going to play it for you anyway. But the fact that there's footage of them walking back, nonchalant. It's not like they're running down the street going, Mom, or somebody saying, call 911. They ain't doing nothing. Man, I'm going to jump the gun. I'm going to show it to you anyway right now. Let's take a look. Whoops. I got that muted. Hold on. But take a look. And this is kind of like a repeat kind of thing. But this is footage. It's not great footage. But you see these kids walking. They're not running. They're not booking it down the street, knocking on every single door, going, hey, help us, help us, help us. Noah's not waking up. Something happened down the street. Nothing. They're just walking. Look. You hear him saying he died, right? I know it's kind of like repeat, almost like a weird video DJ type thing where they just keep doing it over and over and over again. But look at I know it's not the greatest footage, okay? But just rock with me for like 2 seconds. You notice that they're not running like a bat out of hell. You don't see any concern in their bodies. Just by the pace, okay? Just by their gait, they don't give a damn. They really, really don't. Same kid was hurling slurs and attacking someone else because of the color of their skin a few months prior. Mama, who's standing right next to him, walking nonchalantly down the street with her kid, is allegedly shushing the kid. Like I said, why wouldn't they do everything they could to make sure that this kid could still be breathing today? Why didn't they pull him out of the water? Why didn't they try to do any life-saving procedures of any kind? If that adult was actually physically there, why didn't she do anything about it? I'm sure she got a cell phone. Why didn't she call 911? Again, she didn't call 911. She did not. She did not, bruh. Not at all. She an adult? You're telling me she ain't got a cell phone? Come on, y'all. And this was not an investigation? This would not look like foul play? Bruh, come on, man. We know better than that. We got more. We're going to look at this here. Like I said, this is just sad. Sad. Oh, yeah, Fly Gal. Oh, no doubt. Because you got to remember, that 11-year-old kid is learning it from somebody. And no, he's not just going into some chat forum and learning how to say the N-word. No, he's learning that stuff from his home. And the fact that they don't care, the kids seeing that and saying, okay, no one cared. Oh, mom don't care. If there's no urge, if there's no rush or need to save this kid, then I don't have to worry about it either. But this is most definitely, without a doubt, generational. He's learning it from someone. It's not like he just went on TV and started watching something and saw it on TV. Hell to the no, he ain't watching it on TV. He found out by waking up every day, breaking bread with the same family that is saying all the same crap. But, King Bob, thank you so much for gifting one membership. I appreciate it. And honestly, okay, with all this frustration, I know we still going to be a little frustrated here, guys. It is a frustrating and stressful conversation, nonetheless. Okay, it angers me. It burns my cookies, as I say. Okay, but honestly, if you've been gifted a membership, please. Somebody just gave you some positivity. All I ask is you share that positivity to somebody else. If you want to gift somebody the same membership, you're more than welcome to. All I ask is you pay it forward, open the door for somebody, buy somebody a drink, call your mama, call your dad, hug your kid. You know what I mean? Just do something positive as well. Okay, pay it forward. That's all I ask. You know, we need to start spreading more positivity into the world. Okay, and if it means that it comes sprouting from this show, then I win. I win. Okay. Real quick, S-Dubs, thank you so much. 5 memberships, same thing. Okay. Same thing applies. Okay. Please share some love if you can. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated, okay? Welcome to all y'all who have just become members, and I hope you guys stick around and continue to support the show after this free month of membership, okay? I appreciate it. But let's get back into this, all right? So, of course, if you're a parent, you're looking at this and you're going, okay, of course. There's so many red flags. Breadcrumbs are leading you down the route of, hey, wait a second, something ain't right here. Something's wrong. Right? Police did not look at it as foul play. They just said, oh, well, it's just an accidental situation, so we're going to keep on moving on and passing out speeding tickets and eating donuts. No! But that's what they did. So let's continue on. All right? So the medical examiner also ruled it an accidental situation, as I said before. And then say, mind you, the community had to go looking for Noah as well as find evidence of their own because the police could not be bothered and preferred to rule it accidental. They did not even attempt to determine the time of his demise, of Noah's demise. So we got some things we're going to look at right here because we got a nice little pretty little mug shot, little muggy mug shot. All right, we're going to look at that here soon. Consequently, Noah's mother and the community got louder, sharing his story under the hashtag Justice for Noah. Again, like I said, please hashtag the F out of this. Justice for Noah. Take his photo, share it, post it, all of that. Because the more we put out that information, the more we bring awareness and more people breathing down the local PD's necks. Period. All right? Let's continue on. As the heat picked up, GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, got involved. The demise, was ruled a homicide, and the two juveniles, as well as the mother, were swiftly arrested. And look at that. Look at that. All of that all over in the face. Look at the neck tattoos and everything. Yeah. Nicole. Or, no, sorry, not Nicole. Natalie. Sorry about that. Anybody named Nicole. And sorry about that. Anybody named Nicole, too. I mean, damn. But yeah. She looks happy. So happy. I'm just letting this soak in. There she is. Neck tattoos and everything. Looking harsh. Okay, let's move on. I mean, she giving me heartburn. You feel me? Like, I don't care because she's trash in my personal opinion, but moving on. Per Georgia law, I could keep going. Do you want me to sit on this for a little bit longer? I won't. I'm kidding. But I would, but I ain't going to do that because we got better things. We taking the high road because we with God. Okay? God is good. And all the time, y'all finish the sentence. The phrase. Anyway. Per Georgia law, the juveniles' names are sealed. Of course, we're not going to hear their names. That's fine, okay? Though the city tried to bury this, the 10-year-old has finally faced sentencing for lying to the police and for concealing a demise. Sentenced to 2 years in juvie, by the way. 2 years in juvie, okay? He could possibly serve time at home, which is also, I find, very interesting. Okay. Very interesting. So the 11-year-old was in court today. This was as of 2 days ago. All right. He was due in court today, but the case stalled and the date was pushed weeks away. During this setback, Noah's mother insists that per her investigation, she knows more adults were involved in the demise in this cover-up. She wants everyone involved to face justice, and they say including this man, but I'm not going to do that because I don't know, that's just speculation, and I don't want to put anything out there that is just speculation. You see what I'm saying? I want to see full proof with all due respect, okay? I'm just being real, you know what I mean? Not trying to put some false stuff out there, theories and speculation out there. I want to know a little bit more as well before we start putting other faces out here. But there could possibly be another person involved in this situation. And what's interesting is I would love to hear the proof of that as well, right? Again, this is some crazy stuff. So let's get over to Atlanta Black Star. Let's take a look at this here as well. Needs to be further investigation. Family attorney says relative of white 11-year-old who allegedly drowned, missing. They say that he did this to Noah. Okay, helped with the search while knowing he was already gone. Okay. Wild. And I just have to do this. We got to do it at least once a show. I'm sorry. But at the same time, you got a relative who allegedly did the deed, was out here acting like, oh yeah, where's Noah? Where could she be? Where could he be? Is he underneath the? Where could he be? When he actually knew the entire doggone thing. Interesting. Let's get into it. Deputies have charged a woman with lying to police during the demise or death investigation of a young black boy in Southeast Georgia after her son was accused of pushing and unaliving the child. Authorities in Jesup, Georgia, started investigating Noah's death in May after he disappeared from his home. He was gone for 24 hours, and then he was gone the day of, and then they found him the very next day. But he still was reported missing. Okay. It took less than a day for investigators to locate the 8-year-old's body in a construction borrow pit filled with water. They initially, let me blow this up so you guys can see this in the nosebleed seats. They initially ruled his demise as accidental, believing he, quote unquote, wandered into the pit. Again, how do you do that? You are 8 years old. You are deathly afraid of anything that is liquid. Okay. How would he automatically go, man, let me just wander into a pit? Remember, this is shallow water too. The water was shallow as well. So you can miss me with the nonsense of, he just walked right in. He just wandered into the pit. I don't know how he did it, ma'am, but he just walked right into the pit and he just never came back. Shut up. See, this is what frustrates me about some law enforcement when they do these investigations. Broad strokes. Man, not even a stroke. Not even a stroke. It's just them going, he just wandered. It is what it is. Moving on to the next case. Get out of here. Bush's family wasn't wholly convinced by their findings and hired a private investigator. They also called for the GBI, to look into their son's demise. Weeks later, a medical examiner's autopsy report revealed that Bush passed away, his autopsy showed that he passed away by homicide. Remember, their medical examiner did the autopsy. Remember what I said? I'm sorry for pausing on this, but I have to, because I just relish in these moments because I'm right. And so I'm gonna drill this all the way home for you guys, okay? Anytime, God forbid, any type of tragedy comes to you in this type of way, right? May you pass and may your family members pass with loved ones around you at the time and after a very lovely, beautiful, and fruitful, full life. But if there is something that does happen in your family, something strange, something weird, something unexplained, something mysterious, and one of your loved ones gets taken from you off of this planet in that type of fashion, I highly recommend you doing your own independent autopsy, period. Remember what I said before. Medical examiner office looked at it and said their autopsy said, oh yeah, it was accidental, an accidental situation. It was an accident. This medical examiner said, no, this is a homicide. Let's not forget, without them hiring a private investigator, I'm sure they weren't not going to be able to unearth all the stuff that they unearthed that would lead them down the avenue towards justice. This is why I say, please get yourself a private investigator. Get yourself an independent autopsy report, your own independent toxicology reports, whatever it may be, do it independently. I'm telling you right now, because it seems like with this situation, if law enforcement actually did this particular law enforcement did their job, this would be a different outcome. There would not be them out there for 2 months protesting and demonstrating and trying to get them to actually do their job. So I'm just repeating that one more time. Do your own independence. Real talk. Even if they say, yep, it was a homicide, just do it anyway. because there's some information that might be sliding through the cracks because of something political or something else. I'm just saying it so y'all know, okay? Because I love y'all. And we all deserve justice if we have to be served justice. If we deserve the justice, we should be served that justice. This should not be this hard. It should not. Okay? Moving on. So that obviously, once they found out, once the autopsy came back saying, oh yeah, this was a homicide, 2 people, kids, got arrested, 10 and 11. Authorities charged the 11-year-old with involuntary manslaughter, battery, concealing the death of another, and criminal trespass. They alleged that he pushed Noah into the pit. The 10-year-old was charged with concealing the demise of another and criminal trespass. The law enforcement also arrested the mother of the 11-year-old boy, Natalie Hardison, and charged her with giving false statements to police, a felony. Interesting. The 35-year-old Hardison, Natalie, also faces a probation violation and another charge of mandatory education for children between ages 6 and 16, a statute that holds parents responsible for enrolling their children in public or private schools or homeschool programs. So you're telling me what? This kid wasn't even in school? What? That's terrible. Stay in school, kids. Moving on. Attorneys for Bush family previously called for charges against the connected adults, by the way, plural, connected to the alleged juvenile offenders, stating that they, quote unquote, lied and helped conceal and obstruct the investigation. I wonder what they did. Bush's family attorney, Davis, told Atlantic Black Star that Hardison's arrest is another step towards justice for the family and for the community that has been organizing and demanding justice for Noah. We know, or what we know, is that one of the children pushed Noah into the water, went in the water behind Noah, held his head in the water for some period of time, got out of the water, and Noah did not. And so we always believe that a child that comes home soaking wet is going to give some explanation to an adult, and that adult would have known that Noah Bush was in a watery grave. The fact that this juvenile's mother is charged with lying to police during the course of investigation only undergirds the family's suspicion of her involvement. Indeed. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office stated that more charges are possible. Davis believes another adult. I couldn't say that. Another adult in the 11-year-old's home might have played a role in the attempted cover-up. There's another adult who is in that household who participated in a search for Noah. We're concerned that that effort was not at all genuine and that he may have known of Noah's demise. There needs to be further investigation into his actions. In a release, Davis revealed that a lead detective testified about a video showing an 11-year-old boy attacking a black child who was, of course, not Bush, another kid, and repeatedly calling him the N-word during an incident before Bush's demise. I'm certain that detectives are investigating whether or not there was any racial animus that led to these juveniles being involved in Noah's death. The quote unquote, the video, all right, is something that raises concerns when it's unclear why a 10-year-old and 11-year-old would be involved in the demise of a child. With both kids, both being white and Noah being a black child, we have to examine. we are duty bound to see if race played a role. Davis also expressed serious concerns about the property where Noah was unalived, calling out some safety or some security concerns. People would go out there regularly. There were open entry points every few trespass signs. So we're definitely concerned that the county should have been more concerned with maintaining a potentially dangerous place. And of course, they're looking into civil action against the county in the aftermath of Bush's demise. No injunctions have been filed at this time. And of course, this report was reported on July or updated on August 2nd. All right. Now, let me just say this. What he said in the beginning, he is absolutely right. What if there was a situation where you got a kid who's come back covered in water, covered, just soaked, all right, covered in wet clothes. He comes back home. Parents are going to ask, what's up? Why you drenched, right? They're not just going to sit there and just let it be what it is. But let's not forget not the body cam, but the ring cam footage of him walking back with his mother. Walking back from the construction site with his mother. And yet still there was no concern. There was no running around. There was no 911 call. Nothing. No 911 call. Hopefully I said that right, but I'm going to repeat it anyway. None of that was done. And then, of course, you have months before him attacking a kid and that kid actually being black too, and him sitting there throwing out racial slurs during that time. I mean, come on. With the mama sitting there egging him on, allegedly. That says a lot about the kind of person that you're dealing with. Then on top of that, who the person that was helping, that could have been helping with covering this situation up? Like I said, I got a lot of questiones because, like I said, I'm an inquisitive mother lover. But we got some videos we're going to look at here, some news clips here. So let's take a look at them before we wrap up the show.
We begin with new information in the death of an 8-year-old boy in Wayne County. Noah Bush's body was found submerged in water in a burrow pit back on May 16th. His death was initially ruled an accidental drowning. Now, News 3 has learned 2 minors will be charged in connection with this case. Now, according to the Wayne County Sheriff's Department, an 11-year-old who was wading in the water with Noah pushed him into the deep end. We're told a 10-year-old who was also present will be charged with concealing the death of another. And
now, I do want to say this really quick.
Criminal trespass.
I do want to say this too. You got to remember, he was pushed into this water. This is what they're alleging, that he was pushed into this water. Why do you think he was pushed in this water? Because that 11-year-old was an a-hole? Oh, I'm going to terrorize him because he's so scared of water. The B word, a bully. Because apparently, YouTube doesn't like that word either. But think about that. Not only because of the color of his skin, but also at the same time, he knew his weakness. He knew his fears. I wouldn't say it's a weakness, right? But he knew he had a fear. And he tried to play that as a weakness. Shove him in the water. Oh, you're scared of the water? Why are you so scared? Why are you so scared? Right? This kid should still be alive, everybody. Yeah, I know. I know, Hoblone. I don't know. They weird out here, man. They don't like the B word. There's certain words you can't say. Unfortunately, that's just the world we live in, okay? That's just the world we live in. But this kid was scared of water. And I think this 11-year-old kid, it was shallow water, guys. So they're saying, they're speculating that he was the 11-year-old kid was wading in this shallow water. And then he came up because clearly, Noah ain't going to do this. He's scared. He's terrified of water. But he sees this as an opportunity. This 11-year-old sees this as an opportunity to mess with Noah. So he shoves him in the water and terrorizes him by dunking his head in the water. And I guess he dunks his head in the water a little bit too long. At least that's what they're speculating. Right? It's a damn shame, guys. Noah should still be alive. And the fact that we still, like, I know we still live, we live in some weird, crazy times. Everything's so polarizing. There's so much hate in the world, but I also do think that there's a lot of love in the world. I just don't think that we get to show it very often. I feel like the bad overshadows the good. Like, let's not forget media. I mean, what we even cover on this show, it's, we barely talk about the positive things that are going on in the world, but it's out there. They're just not reported. But it is sad that we have to live in a world that we are still judging each other, not because of our character, but still because of the color of our skin. And I'm not sitting here saying that happens all the time. There's a lot of great people out here with loving hearts. I love the fact that we have such a mixed family in the chat. All walks of life, all corners of the world, all races, all genders, all sexual orientations. So there is hope, because I see you guys in here, right over there, talking. Sometimes you agree, sometimes you don't, sometimes you fight. It is what it is. That's what family's for, right? But it does break my heart that we still have these types of moments here. It's just a harsh reality that we still got a lot of work to do. It's a sad reality. We have a lot of work to do still. But that's the thing. We must not get lazy, right? This is when we push forward. We push and work harder. We try to be better. Not too much, you know what I mean? Don't like my white viewers don't go up to the first black person you see and go, I would have voted for Obama a third time. Just don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I love fried chicken too. Don't do that. Okay? I promise you the end results will be dismal. Okay? It'll be very, very bad. Okay? But all jokes aside, right? We need to keep pushing, and we need to start teaching our family how we operate out here in these streets. That there are other people that look different than us, than our child, so on and so forth. We need to be better out here. We do. And that there's so many races under the rainbow, right? So many colors of us out here, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. But we need to start teaching our children the love, not the hate. It's just sad that we still have households that are just filled with that type of energy, that dark energy. Like I said, we should be in a different time right now. But these stories still do exist. And yes, some people don't like hearing about these stories. Some people don't like hearing and talking about race issues. I'm sorry. The only way that we get better is if we talk about these things and if we attack them head on. But if we attack them with love, then maybe at the end of the conversation / argument / discussion, we come out as stronger, better people. It's 2024, y'all. It's 2024. It's about time we start. It's about time we start acting like it.
The 11-year-old charged in the death of a Georgia 8-year-old will learn his sentence in a few weeks. His hearing was scheduled for today. However, it was continued to later in August. Now, he is one of 2 juveniles charged in connection with the death of Noah Bush. Noah was found dead in a construction pit filled with water in Jesup, Georgia back in May. Riley Phillips has more now on the hearing and what's next in this case.
Now, I'm wondering why this was postponed till later this month. And real talk, I mean, with all due respect, I mean, you know, you could still have neck tattoos and be the richest person in the world, but I'm going to keep it real, though. I'm going to keep it straight a buck. It doesn't look like he comes from money, okay, from what I'm understanding. So it's not like he's going to be able to use his financial privilege to get out of the situation. So I'm wondering what's going on here, because he clearly is being accused of taking the life of Noah. So why the delay? Why the delay? I'm just curious about it, right? Just curious, but let's continue on. Like I said, let's continue on.
While the family of Noah Bush and their attorneys were hoping for a resolution in the 11-year-old's case today, they are confident he will receive the maximum sentence for his age. They're also now renewing calls for the adults in this case to be brought to justice.
Make no mistake about it, this juvenile will be brought to account for his actions.
An emotional morning for the family of Noah Bush as closure in this case remains weeks away because of complications with his representation. The hearing for the 11-year-old charged in Noah's death was moved. He faces several charges, including involuntary manslaughter and concealing the death of another.
We feel that it is a step towards demonstrating Demetrice Bush's unwavering belief that Noah Bush did not drown himself.
And I'm going to say again, huge situation. Yeah, Lily, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong, Lily, on Facebook. Thank you so much for the comment. You definitely ain't wrong. I mean, I'm just thinking maybe I was like, could it be financial privilege? Because it doesn't make sense. Like, you know, maybe he's got deep pockets. He's got like a new lawyer's, you know, that's going to chop it up and get him a lighter sentence or something like that. But no. If he really is the one who took this young boy's life, then he should be held accountable and he should be hit with the fullest extent of the law. And I'm also wondering why he's not being charged as an adult. Yes, I said it. I know a lot of y'all be like, well, why? Why would you? He took a life. There was another kid, 12-year-old kid, that took the life of her sister, if I'm correct, just a little bit ago, maybe last week or something like that, and then covered it up, tried to cover it up. And if I'm correct, that kid is being charged as an adult because it's diabolical. So I'm wondering the same thing about this, right? Why is he not getting hit with harder charges? I believe he should be charged as an adult. That's just me. Real talk. All right. Ruthless, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Ruthless. Yeah, you know. Pascal 2024. I can't even say with a straight face. I'm kidding. Okay, I'm kidding. But still, it does make you wonder. But here it is, though. I want to say again, huge shout out to the family for holding it down and doing what they've been doing. Because without them doing what they did, without Demetrice Bush doing everything she could, and of course the extended family as well, all right, without them doing any of this, none of this would have been possible. They would not get justice right now. Ain't that some crazy ish? Let's continue on though. Okay.
10-year-old boy was also charged in connection to Noah's death. In exclusive surveillance video obtained by First Coast News, Noah can be seen walking past a neighbor's house on Mill Creek Road on May 15th. He is never seen walking back. His body was found the next morning in a nearby construction pit full of water. According to the Wayne County Sheriff's Office, one of the 2 boys charged in this case pushed Noah into the water. The Bush family hopes the attention will be turned to charging those adults.
The other adults should be put on notice that this family will not stop until their involvement is also brought before a court of law and they're held accountable as well.
We just want justice for Noah.
Absolutely. And they said adults. plural. And I'm sitting here going, come on, man. Let's go. Come on already. Let's go. Now, question. I got a question. It's a little bit of a left turn, but let me just finish this thought, okay? This grieving mother, this grieving family is demanding justice. They believe that there are more than just one person, more than just Natalie out there that are involved in this situation. There could be another person. Maybe it's her main squeeze. Okay, maybe it's her, her old man. Okay, her boyfriend, something like that may be involved in this situation. But no matter what, something's wrong and something's rotten inside that house. Clearly, inside of Natalie's home. All right, to raise their child to be attacking, putting their paws, fisticuffs on other kids that are not white. That's bad, y'all. That's very, very bad. And so if there is more than just Natalie involved in this situation, that person should be brought to justice as soon as possible. But the fact I say again, without them doing everything they could, without them getting the independent autopsy, without them getting their own private investigator, without them getting that ring camera. Woo, that ring camera. Oh my God, that ring camera says everything to me. Without them getting that footage, they would have had nothing. But see, this is the problem I say every time. This is what frustrates me because we live in a time where it should be easier. Law enforcement should be doing their due diligence no matter what. And the fact that they were not due diligencing in this particular case is wild to me. And the fact that the parents, the family had to pick up where they left off, which was basically at the starting line, and drag this whole case all the way to the finish line is beyond me, guys. Beyond me. And it makes you feel some type of way about law enforcement, their local law enforcement. Why wouldn't they do everything they could? See, this is when speculation, theories, tinfoil hats start getting put on because everyone goes, okay, did Natalie have any connections with local PD? Does she have any friends in low or in blue places? Get it? Because that song, I got friends in low places. Okay, but that instantly is what I'm thinking in my head. Is there connections here? Why wouldn't they do everything they could? Oh, it was accidental. Are you kidding me? Or was it just them sitting there going, well, we don't want to put another boy, we don't want to put another 11-year-old boy behind bars. That's just sad. Like, somebody explain that to me. Because it makes no sense. If they knew that there was foul play involved, they should have arrested this kid from the jump, and they did not. So instantly I start asking questions like that. Yeah, tinfoil hat on. I'm sorry, not sorry, but that's weird, right? And they did not bother to do more. They did not bother to just do a skosh more, just a little bit more than them just sitting there going, oh, it's accidental, let's move on. Took them 2 seconds to go and get a ring camera footage. But they didn't do that. This family did. Takes them 2 seconds to actually do a thorough autopsy. They didn't do that. This family did. So explain that to me. Because, see, that's when everyone starts side-eyeing local PD. And it shouldn't happen. But let's keep it real. Let's just keep it real. Let's continue on.
The 11-year-old's hearing is now scheduled for August 22nd. He faces up to 2 years in a detention facility. The 10-year-old's case...
Say that again? He's facing how long?
The 10-year-old's case is in a detention. The 10-year-old's hearing is now scheduled for August 22nd. He faces up to 2 years in a detention facility.
2 years, y'all. I'm sorry. This deserves a. I'm sorry. 2 years. Yeah, Nicole B. 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. Ain't that that's a little crazy, right? This is an 11-year-old that took the life of another kid. And he's getting the same amount of time as the 10-year-old? Remember the 10-year-old got what was it? Not even involuntary manslaughter. Hold up, wait a minute. Hold up. Oh my God. Charged with concealing the demise. Look at this, y'all. Yes, 2 years. 2 years. Look at this. Up to 2 years. Yes. It's right here. Let's follow the bouncing ball. Where's my mouse? There it is. Boom. Charged with concealing the demise of another and criminal trespass. This kid, this 10-year-old kid, not the one who pushed Noah into the water, is getting the same amount of time, or got the same time, or sorry, this kid who had nothing to do with shoving him in the water, he just lied, okay? And he trespassed onto some property. He got 2 years, guys. So this 11-year-old boy who took the life of Noah, let me just say that again, this 11-year-old boy that took the life of Noah is getting the same amount of time in juvie? Come on. Hold on. Chef Apples just said, Pascal, he's not 12, so most they can hold him is until he turns 21. But see, that would have been good enough for me. If he's in there for 9 years, let's go. But he's not in there. He's looking at 2 years. And the fact that he's only getting involuntary is beyond me. That's beyond me, too. Involuntary, guys. He is facing involuntary. We're going to look at it again. But like I said, this 10-year-old boy that lied to police about the demise of beautiful young Noah Bush got 2 years. The same amount of time that this 11-year-old boy is facing right now. That is unfreaking believable to me. That is unbelievable. I'm sorry. That I am shook. What the hell? You know, Rajiva, yeah, you said it. I'm going to say it. You said it. You know what I mean? It's an African-American little boy, the Caucasian kid / family. I don't see why people are so shocked. It's apparent why they're getting off easy and why the police didn't want to do their jobs. I'm sorry, but that's, you know what? Rajiva said it. I mean, think about it, y'all. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Shoot, Melly just even said it too. Unfortunately, this is common. Yep. Tis. It is indeed. And isn't that crazy that this 10-year-old boy and this 11-year-old boy are going to be sentenced the same amount for taking the life of Noah Bush? That is wrong. And I don't understand why Noah Bush, why his unaliving and the charges are not harsher. That does not make sense to me. You clearly have a boy, an 11-year-old boy that has rage problems, anger problems, and what he did was malicious. I feel like it was done with malicious intent. He knew what he was doing. He did exactly what he did, and he didn't give a damn because he does not look at black kids like they're human. Sorry. And neither does the mama and her main squeeze back at the crib and whoever else that was involved in taking this young boy's life. Come on. Wow. Wow. He's looking at the same amount of time. That's unbelievable, y'all. I am just mind blown, guys. I think I already did this. So thank you, S-Dubs, again. I appreciate it. Kimberly in Japan, what's up? Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. But yes, like that's why I'm trying to say we live in a time which is so frustrating, that we live in this time that we should be better. We should have already been unlearning this trash, right? Our kids should be unlearning this stuff, this hate. We should be filling them with nothing but love, and that people are beautiful. People are amazing. People are just, people are dope. I love people, right? People are amazing. It's just sad that, a lot of times we don't get to see, not only do we not instantly get to see our full potential, we don't get to see that sometimes, but then there's also other people that they get snuffed out. Their full potential gets snuffed out because of the things that they're learning from the ones in their home, or the ones that they surround themselves with. You are what you eat, right? You are the company that you keep. And in this situation, it's like, wow, we definitely need to learn a better way of raising our kids. You can stop the cycle. You can stop the hate of ignorance and hate. You can stop that easily by teaching them something different. But we also do live in a world where there's a lot of very sad people out here, and misery loves company. And all they want to do is surround themselves with other people that are just as sad or just as miserable. But I also do want to say that I feel that and this is just me being positive, but I do feel that there are more good out there. I feel like there are more people teaching their kids, trying to unlearn that hate by passing on love to their kids. I truly hope I'm right. But that's what I truly feel in my bones. But it's unfortunate that this young boy went and hung out with these two kids in May. It's very unfortunate. But I'm hoping that we get closer to some justice for this young man, for this young boy, because he really does deserve it. Yeah, allegedly. I agree 100%. And Nicole B, I agree 100% as well. Love and love for others. Absolutely. We need to start unlearning the hate and start pouring into all of us, all of each other, nothing but love. But at the same time, we do need to bring more awareness on the injustices that are going on in the world right now. And this is one of them that definitely needs our attention. So please, guys, hashtag Justice for Noah. Share his face. Tell the story. If you want to share this show, by all means, go ahead. I don't mind. All I'm saying is please bring awareness, because I feel like the more we talk about it, the more that there's awareness, the more justice will come. I hope. At least I hope. But I will say, involuntary my ass. This kid should have been charged as an adult. That's just what I personally believe. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really does mean a lot. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are incredible. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. We got a lot to talk about in the coming week. There's a lot going on. We will be talking about it all, okay? It's going to be a busy week for me, so we're going to be hopping into it and knocking this bad boy out. So do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Crush it. Do what it do. You know what to do. Hit that reaction button as well. If you're watching on other platforms, if you are watching on those other platforms, be sure to hit that follow button on my Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm on all of them. Show some love. Don't forget to subscribe right here on my main channel. Go over to my secondary channel, please, and thank you. That would be amazing. Subscribe over there, the Pascal Show clips. That would be dope as hell. And of course, if you want to support the channel, hit that join button down below, become a member, or hit that Patreon, patreon.com/the Pascal Show. Actually, nah, I'll ask it another time. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay, I got some questions for you, but we're going to talk about it tomorrow, okay? We got to get going. But much love to you guys. Have a great rest of your day, all right? Enjoy your Sunday. Stay blessed out there. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.